Well, hi. Today is Monday, January 6, 2025, and I'm Todd Studer. This is Morning Coffee. You can probably tell already I am a little under the weather today, and it kind of is coming in waves. I take some medicine, I feel a little better, and then I feel worse. But what I can tell you is that whatever's going around right now, if somebody asks you if you want it, just say no, thank you. This is not a lot of fun. Also, it wasn't a lot of fun yesterday watching NFL games. My Falcons are done. They still had a chance to make the playoffs. They had to win, and the Buccaneers had to lose. Neither of those things happened. So Atlanta's all finished for the year, and we'll get a chance to talk to Travis Waldstein again pretty soon. And I'm interested to hear his comments about the Packers' loss to the Bears yesterday. So that one did not go as very well for him either, but that's football. That's what happens. And as I've said many times, it doesn't matter how hard I beg. Nobody lets me play, so it's not technically my responsibility. And as we get going with the first full week of the new year, I was thinking, saying I haven't made a mistake yet, still saying 2024 versus 2025, but I'm telling you, it's uncomfortable. I'm not used to it yet. But being the first full week, that means we only have one more week left for you to get signed up for that web development class from the AIM Institute. It's a completely free class, and it's going to last for 128 hours. So it's a 12-week course, meeting 2 evenings per week, but they do meet online. So it's not as if you have to go somewhere. And this is a great opportunity for you if you want to explore web development as a possible new career. And you can do it completely free. They've got a grant, and that is going to cover all of the cost of it. So we're putting a link, once again, in the description of this podcast. So you can click on that link, and you can go and get signed up. If you'd like to learn more about the AIM Institute, just go to theaiminstitute.org, and you can learn more about it there. Also, Service Master Restored by Schmader. We've talked about Cindy Schmader and everything that they do for fire restoration and flood restoration and that type of thing. They have a lot of other services as well. Carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning. They can even help with tile and grout cleaning and sanitizing, emergency pre-cleaning if you have that needs to be done. Mold and mildew remediation. That is something that can come in very, very handy. I've had that happen before, that somebody contacted me asking me if I knew somebody because they had to sell their house. So that can come up. Maybe vandalism cleanup or hoarding cleanup. That could be an issue for some people. And Service Master Restored by Schmader will come in and take care of that. So just click on the link that you see scrolling by, and you'll be able to get a hold of them and find out just how much Service Master can do for you. And I mentioned Travis, Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning, and Waldstein Plumbing. I know Travis not in the best of moods today. Never is after a loss to the Bears. But at least the Packers are making the playoffs. So we'll talk with Travis hopefully later on this week as we get a clear view of everything that's going on with the NCAA college football playoffs. He's been a lot of fun to talk to about that. And he's also crazy knowledgeable about it. So all of that is coming up. And in the meantime, with this very cold weather, if you are having any kind of HVAC problems, anything with your furnace, get a hold of Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning. Get them out there as quickly as you can to take a look and see what the problem may be. And also with the plumbing side of it as well, with Waldstein Plumbing, cold weather can start causing freezing pipes. So that could be an issue as well. I wonder if how many people actually still make New Year's resolutions. I know that I don't. It's not something that I need a specific date in order to be able to accomplish, but it got me thinking about some things. One of the New Year's resolutions that was really common for a long time, and maybe it still is people try to quit smoking when the calendar changes over. And believe it or not, especially the way my voice sounds today, I used to smoke. Matter of fact, I smoked for a long time, and I quit. It's been over 15 years ago now. And when I tell people I quit, it's as if they think I have some kind of magic formula. And I thought, you know what, why don't we talk a little bit on today's show about, number one, how I quit and whether or not it's something that might make sense for you, because there is a way to quit. Now, the problem is most people don't want to hear it, because what it boils down to more than anything else is preparing yourself for the fact that this is just going to suck for a while. I finally got it through my head when I quit smoking that I had penance that I had to pay for ever picking them up in the first place. And that was the struggle that I went through. And I had peaks, I had valleys, I had times that I didn't think I was going to make it. As a matter of fact, twice I went and bought cigarettes again. And I never opened them either time. Both of those times were in the first 6 months. And I didn't open them, but I was that close to smoking again. And then it was the following spring. I quit in August of 2009, and it was the following spring. I think it was in March. It was the first warm day. And I had the habit of smoking in the garage. I didn't smoke in the house. And it was, while the garage was attached to the house, there wasn't an entry in there. So that was a place that I would smoke. And so when I walked out there on the first warm spring day, instantly it hit me. And even though I'd been off cigarettes there for 7 or 8 months, that was the last really strong craving I had. However, it's not as if it went away completely. And still to this day, every so often, I'll have a dream that I'm still smoking. That happened, I think, about a month or two ago was the last one. And I've been off them for 15 years. And I wake up in a panic thinking, oh, I've blown it. And all of that work that I did is now gone. But it's something that you can get past. And there's a few tips that I learned along the way. And part of it was I joined a smoking cessation group online. And that, I don't know that it's still available. Back then, there was a website called about.com. Now, that website no longer exists, but they had a smoking cessation group there. It was completely free, and I joined it. And I was able to talk with other people that were quitting smoking at the same time. I ended up meeting a gentleman on there. He was a Master Chief in the Navy down in, I think he was stationed somewhere in Louisiana. And originally he was from Iowa, so we got to talking. And he had quit about 6 weeks ahead of me. So I just kind of mentally hitched my wagon onto him. And I figured, well, if he made it another 6 weeks, I can get that far. And that's what I did until it finally went away. Now, that is a big help because it is a mind trick. You know, I'm going to kind of, for those who don't smoke, they often wonder, why is it that you can't get over it? Well, for 23 years, which is how long that I smoked, I was conditioned that my stress level would go from here to here as soon as I lit up a cigarette. And that didn't matter where this was at. That difference was always the same. And my body got conditioned to that. And that was the mental part of it that just never seemed, I didn't think anyway, was ever going to go away. However, somebody explained it to me one time that what we would call a nicotine fit, you know, just having an overwhelming craving. And these are the times that a lot of people fail when one of those are going on. It messes with your mind as far as time is concerned. And the amount of time that it takes for that extreme craving to go by is actually less time than it would take you to smoke a cigarette. So if you can just set a timer so you can watch it, because believe me, I understand that it is really, really difficult with time going by that way. It seems like it slows down, and it was very hard for me to realize that. It just felt like I was spiraling out of control and I couldn't think about anything else but that. But I didn't smoke. And that's where I talk about when I say that people didn't want to hear how I quit. I just didn't smoke. I didn't crave them any less than anyone else did. I just didn't smoke. And the hard part about it is that you can never see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's never, you're into month one and you got through month one or whatever, and you're still really craving cigarettes and you can see, oh, relief is on the way. No, you can't. You can't see it looking forward. You can only see your progress looking backwards. And as time goes by, you'll pay attention. You'll start to notice that those cravings hit you less frequently. But when they do hit, they're still just as strong. Something I learned in the smoking cessation class, it's kind of a game of threes, that the third day after you quit seems to be the most difficult out of the first week. The third week after you quit seems to me the most difficult out of the first month. And the third month after you quit seems to be the most difficult out of the first year. And they all said that it seemed to be a consistent thing. So if you can mentally prepare yourself going in, knowing that, hey, this is just going to be bad. I have to go through this process. It's going to suck for a while. And knowing that it will not last forever. And you just have to trust those that have been through it before. You just have to keep riding the wave, let it continue to ride. And that's how I quit. It wasn't, as I said, that I craved them any less than anyone else. It was just that, I just kept riding that wave. Why did it take this one time when it didn't any other time? I don't know, because I'd quit dozens of times over the course of the time that I smoked. But this one seemed to grab hold. I can still remember the last cigarette that I smoked. I remember the date. I remember where I was sitting. It was August 10th, 2009. It was 9:30 at night. I was on the phone with a friend of mine who lives down in Georgia. And I remember smoking that cigarette. And I told him when I was smoking it, you know what? I think I'm going to give it a shot again after this one. And so I'm not going to go buy any tomorrow, and we're going to see how it goes. That was how I said it. And one day turned into the next day and into the next day. And then I got connected to this smoking cessation group. And then I was able to talk to people who were very encouraging, because they were all going through the same thing at different stages. And as I got a little bit deeper into it, now there's people that have quit after I did, and they are slowly going through it. So now I can offer that encouragement. There's strength in numbers. And that's what worked for me. So finding a place online, and if you just search for smoking cessation groups online, you'll find one. Join that if you want to be able to quit smoking. I can't even imagine where I'd come up with the money now to do it, because it's just gotten so crazy expensive. Back when I was still smoking, I think they'd gone up to around $4 a pack, and I was just incensed by that. How could they charge this much? Now it's about twice that. I don't understand where the money came from then, and I sure don't know where it would come from now if I hadn't quit smoking. So anyway, if you have any questions at all or want any encouragement, you can always send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. I would love to talk to you about it, and I'll even help you find that smoking cessation group that may work for you. It worked for me. Yeah, I did use the gum for about 10 days, but I got off of that fairly quickly after it was on the 10th day. It was about 4 p.m, and I realized that I hadn't chewed any of the nicotine gum that day. So I figured, well, we'll just go without it. And then it was like I started all over again. And that's the problem with the nicotine replacement, is that when you stop completely with that, it's just like you never stopped smoking, and you have to do it all over again. So that's why they say cold turkey has the highest success rate, is you just got to go through it. There's no other way around it. Just Sue Creative is the one that built my website. And you can go to leshillsmedia.com. By the way, I put out a post yesterday that if you have an interest in doing a podcast, if you've ever thought about having your own podcast, we have a free podcast planner on my website, leshillsmedia.com. It was created by Sue Pitts with Just Sue Creative. We kind of partner with this. And so you'll see her name in there as well when you go to get the planner, but it's completely free. And it kind of goes you through step by step about the planning stages before you actually go into a podcast, to kind of give you a heads up and a leg up as you get things going. So if you go to Just Sue Creative, you'll find a lot more information about everything that she can do for your business when it comes to online marketing, from website building to social media and everything else. JustSueCreative.com is that website. And the Best Wrestler is a proud supporter of Morning Coffee. I saw that they had a wrestling tournament recently, and a lot of results that George Ivanov posted up on his social media. If you're not following the Best Wrestler on Facebook and Instagram, I really encourage you to do that, because you're going to see pictures of the young people that are getting involved, both boys and girls. And you'll also see a lot of videos from George talking about his own Olympic career. And he had some just out last week that I found was fascinating. Just some of the stuff when he was wrestling in Rio for Bulgaria. So anyway, go to thebestwrestler.com. and set up an appointment to talk with George Ivanov and to get your young person involved with what I consider to be one of the best wrestling clubs in the area. Well, we have made it to the end of a Monday show. Thank you so much. I'm very happy that my voice held out. I didn't know that it was going to, but it did. It is pretty raspy, and I'm crossing my fingers that we get through this and it gets better tomorrow. With guys in my line of work, when you catch some kind of illness and it moves into your vocal cords, boy, it really is it's a tough thing. And to be honest, I think it probably sounds worse to me than it does to other people. It just sounds horrible right now in my head, but I have a feeling that it's because, the nasal stuff going on at the same time has just changed the whole resonance that's going on, makes it sound even worse. But take that vitamin C, take the zinc, take all your supplements, and get plenty of rest. That's what I'm doing. And we'll all get through this season again together. Fortunately, just a cold. No fever involved with this one. So I'm thankful for that. We'll be back again tomorrow morning with another episode of Morning Coffee. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great Monday.